How's it going, everybody? I am Dr. Jon Clayton, your Layton Chiropractor here in Utah. So in today's video, we're going to be going over with my friend Michael, see some of the muscle scraping that I'll be showing. We're going to be focusing on the forearm group, so the flexor part as well as the extensor part of the forearm, as well as the back musculature. So what we're going to be doing for the muscle scraping is just basically going through and grinding up a bunch of that scar tissue so that the patient can work out better, have better pumps in those areas, as well as just be able to be more, I guess, injury free, because we won't have as much scar tissue through that area. So pay attention through this video. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And then I'm going to show you the scraping tools that I'm going to be going through, and then basically like, subscribe, and check out more of our videos. Thanks. So I'm just going to show you guys real quick some of the tools that I'll be using throughout this scraping. We've got our emollient that we're going to be using. That's kind of the lotion stuff that we put down on the patient before we scrape them. Then we're going to work through and use these big tools, some of the smaller ones on the forearm and then the bigger ones on the back. But you'll be able to see those as we go through the video. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is going to start scraping the wrist through here. And then we do have a microphone on so we can kind of hear better the wrist. So with the microphone on now, we're going to kind of get some emollient on there. It's like a lotion. So, and I just have the microphone just right here so we can kind of hopefully hear the scraping a little bit better as we go through here. So what I've found too is most people that work on keyboards or at desks develop a lot of scar tissue through here because they're primarily using this part of their forearm more than the back side or the top side basically of their forearm. We're going to go through here. First, start with just the hand in the neutral position. You might hear a little bit of the crunchiness in there. Back directions. All the way through this part of the forearm here. So this is going to be our main flexor group. And then you probably can already tell the difference basically before, and we're going to get to the after effect, is it's going to look more red, bringing a lot of the blood to the surface, clearing out a lot of scar tissue through here, basically opening it up so that anyone we do this on can work out harder and better compared to previously. And right through here into that pronator group, basically where we're starting to switch groups into the extensor side. It's going to be right where the brachioradialis is. You can just hear how crunchy that is through there. You'll start to see kind of like some red dotting showing through. And that starts to tell me when the tissue is kind of at a point where it is done. There. So we're going to do the same thing on this side, but we'll show that on the other arm. So what we're going to be doing on this side, kind of the same kind of concept. Going to go a little bit deeper, more so into this part of the forearm. Just scrape through here. We're going to be working through the extensor group here. Get a lot of our emollient on there for the area that we're going to work into. Just start basically working through all this area here. Just hear how crunchy that is through there. So most of the tension that we have here is to the brachioradialis, right through here. That's mainly where we're going to be focusing. And then typically I'll just follow the line, basically where the muscle belly is going to go and the striations of the muscle. I don't do any cross fiber stuff as much. It's mainly just with the action of the muscle. You can just hear how gnarly that is. Then at the end of the video, we'll kind of show you some before and afters of the forearms as well as the back when we get to the back. That way you can kind of see, and then you don't have to sit here and watch for all this time to see exactly what we're doing, because a lot of it's just repetitive. So we'll show you kind of the before and after. The next thing we're going to move into is the back progress pictures from after we do all the scraping. So the scraping back, what we can do, we want to warm up the tissue first. So we have all of our emollient on there. Then we're going to work through kind of with our warm-up tool, and we can kind of work up each side, get the tissue warm. You can see the blood kind of coming into the skin there, turning a little bit red. We're just getting the tissue warm, just give a few passes back and forth. This side here. Once the back is warmed up, then we can go through, start hitting it a lot harder with our, call this one the handlebar. And then we can go through and work through all the knots. So you're going to see it kind of jump. Go through it, so you can get a lot of knots through the back. So to really target, instead of just sitting here and jumping over this the whole time, you can go to one side, just go all the way down those paraspinal muscles. You'll hear just how fun that is down there. And you'll notice areas where there's a lot more tension. It's going to turn red a lot faster. We're going to work out from the shoulder blade area. In your area there. Come out in here. This is our main way of working through here. And then the last few things I'm going to do to kind of work through the back is just kind of clean up, do some little smaller tools, and just do some extra areas where it's going to be a little bit more tender. So I'll show you that in just a sec. Inside here. Just a few more knots on this left side of the patient. Kind of see that tool jumping a little bit. See how red that side's turning there. It's turning super red. So there's definitely going to be a lot more scar tissue and injury on the left side. You can already see that showing through there compared to the other side. Okay, so once we get to about that point there, is when it tells me that the skin and that tissue is kind of done receiving that muscle scraping, just like that. We can kind of work through our other areas and go from there. And like I said, we'll show you the end results at the very end of the video, and then kind of go from there. Thanks again for watching the video. It's been a pleasure in making it for you. Feel free to check out all of our other videos, and we'll be posting a lot more muscle scraping videos just so you can see the benefits of doing this. And also, it's kind of cool to see the aftermath of scraping and all that it does. And then if you want to see some more of the pictures that we do of the muscle scraping, we're going to have them right after this video. You can see the pictures at the very end. Then also check out my social media, which is either Jon Clayton, which will have the muscle scraping pictures on it, But then on the Supra Chiropractic one, that'll have some of our other posts, but you can also just find my personal Instagram page right on that Supra Chiropractic Instagram page. So be sure to check that out. Thanks.